Bills brought in Von Miller, and I was stoked about that. I love Von. Loved him forever.
What's your thought on Von and where he's at in his career right now?
Well, I think the Bills are as good as anybody at managing players' bodies. They brought in last year. They brought in this. I don't think they're a couple, but a male and a female. Both their names are Joe and Joe.
Sure.
They're both from London. They worked in Premier League soccer forever, managing players' bodies. So they came in and basically oversaw everything. And they're like, no, I think these guys need more rest days and all that. Like, if you watch the Bills injury report throughout the week, they give more players rest days than anybody in the league. Stephon Diggs, everyone was like, man, he's having a down year last year. Well, they managed like even his catches throughout the year. Like they only wanted him to get a certain amount of touches. I think this wasn't public, but I believe it was because they don't only want to get him a certain amount of touches. And they asked Josh Allen about it, and he like didn't say it wasn't the case. So you just assume it probably was. But like they even managed his touches. So all that being said, the Bills' nemesis this year was pass rush, period. They had 8 quality defensive linemen, but as you know, like one superstar on the D-line, you'd rather face a team with 8 quality guys than a team with like 3 scrubs out there and 1 superstar, because you got the game plan all around. And we had no one you truly had a game plan for. And you could probably tell me if I'm wrong there.
Yeah, Addison. I think Addison's got a nice little bag of tricks for sure. I think Jerry Hughes, even in year 12, is super slippery.
Yeah, they're all quality.
He does a great job, especially against the play action pass. Like he doesn't necessarily butt you up every time in the run game. So in play action, when you're trying to go get him, he makes the inside move. That's a tough deal. So you got to be aware of that stuff a lot. But the way you guys cycled guys in and out, I think Jerry Hughes, when we played y'all, had the most amount of snaps of the defensive line. It was 55%.
Wow.
So, and you guys just had a slew. I think that rookie, I think he was either a rookie.
Rousseau.
Yes.
And then AJ Epinesa.
That's Epinesa. I think he got a whole lot better. I was watching against Miami. Now, Miami didn't have the best offensive line.
Oh, they're terrible.
And that's your words, not mine, but I don't disagree. And I think he was doing when I was watching film, I was like, holy fuck.
Yeah.
This dude's just putting dudes in a blender right now. Like he had some moves, good, nice double arm swipe, had good bend around the edge. But I think a guy like Vaughn.
You know, they track everything nowadays. So, like, his snap to get off was one of the fastest in the league last
was it really?
year. So, like, that's one of his strengths, was just get off. Anyways, I think come playoff time next year, Von Miller can be a difference maker to get to the quarterback. And that's what that's what ultimately got him against the Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes could just run around back there, and it just ended up being a shootout. And the Bills' defense was wore out, and both defenses were wore out. You got 25 points scored in a minute and 57 seconds.
Just an electrifying game.
But both defenses were completely wore out. So whoever had the ball in overtime was going to win. Both those defenses wore out. You get a pass rusher like Von Miller, that can change some things in the playoffs. It was interesting. You sign a 33-year-old to a 6-year contract. Brandon being the Wizard, I'm sure there's something there where it's like, okay, if he retires, then all the rest of the cap hits off the books. You know how it's structured, I'm sure, because
if he's 39 at the end of that contract.
Right.
It had to be it seemed like it was a team-friendly deal too, though.
Yeah.
Like looking at the numbers and where everything was, signing bonus and all that against the cap. Like you said, Buddy's a wizard.
Yeah.
So he was out there killing it.
I know. I love Brandon Beane. He's the man.
So is that what you think? You think if the Bills got the ball first in that overtime, Bills win that game?
Game over. Both defenses were so gassed. Like they could hardly move.
Yeah, I mean, both Josh Allen and Mahomes were just going back and forth. Is there too much time on the clock? Oh, now is there too much time on the clock? Just back and forth.
Yeah, but the way Mahomes came and tied the game up at the end, incredible.
Yeah, but the way Josh was dueling.
It was all fucking insane. Yeah. It was all, who had the ball last in regulation?
So the Bills scored with 13 seconds left.
That's right.
And they're up 3.
And what Tony Romo.
And they kicked it in the end zone, allowed a touchback, which
don't
the
do that.
Special teams coach has been fired. Not to speculate, but there was a miscommunication somewhere along the line. The kicker's still on the team. The special teams coach isn't. They kick it in the end zone, so you don't waste any time there. And then they played off defense and let them just get up the field. And then, man, it even hurts like to watch, just because I love Sean McDermott and Brandon Beane so much. Like Sean McDermott was there my last year. I was the first player being extended or gave a contract to in Buffalo, was me. And so like I absolutely love those dudes. I know you like that.
Yeah.
But so I know how much it means to them. But to like watch the mic'd up situation where Travis Kelce was like, hey, I'm actually not going to do what Andy Reid just called. Like look at their defense. I'm just going to run up the seam. Just throw it to me. I'll get down. We get a field goal to tie it. So
Jesus,
wild.
Yeah, that had to hurt. It was one of the best games to watch.
Yeah, I was calling the game, and I thought the Bills were out of it, and then they just go back and forth in the fourth quarter. They get back in it, take the lead. But, you know, the city of Buffalo is just starving for a championship. And after the way Josh Allen played against the Patriots, they smoke them 45-7 plays.
Hey, that was a wild deal.
Josh Allen, and he's been to 3 playoff appearances. It's not like it's just one. In 3 playoff appearances, he has a 14-1 touchdown to interception ratio, which is like by far the best in NFL history, obviously.
He's a stud,
Dude's a gamer.
Yeah,
Josh Allen's one of my favorite people in the world. And he won me over for life. So this is 2 years ago. My son's birthday's in January. And so I texted Josh. Like, I didn't even overlap with Josh once, but we work with the same hospital up there, our foundations, all that. And we've become buddies, but like, I'm the radio guy up there. Like, that's what he knows me as. Like, I'm the color guy on the radio. And so I texted him. I said, it's like a Monday during the playoff week. I said, hey, for some reason, my son, he's 3, he's obsessed with you. He thinks you're coming to his birthday party. If you could just shoot me a quick video, I'd appreciate it. If you ignore this text, I'll never think anything different of you. Good luck in the game this week.
Yeah.
Like, no worries either way. He sends me a video, and then he goes, wait, I can do better. Sends another one that's like longer and better. And I'm like, that kid gets it. You know what I mean? Like, to do something little like that for someone who talks about him every week, controls a lot of media and opinion through my social media in Buffalo. And like, he gets it. And he was 23 years old at the time, 24 years old.
Yeah.
Like, that's a great kid.